Hi, Antara.
Hi.
So happy to have you here. So, very excited that you're finally, taking me through your art and sharing a little bit of your stories behind them and what you took it there. I bought some of your art long ago, and I remember thinking and getting inspired to do a bit of that myself. So, tell me, how did you get started on this?
Actually, I enjoy cooking, and then I realized that I also enjoyed documenting what I was cooking, and so I started maybe some 10 years ago.
Wow.
So I have like lots of books or journals. So whenever I would cook, after I would take few pictures or reference photos, and then I would just quickly write the recipe, and then add some nuances of the recipe. So that's how
You
I
want to
started.
share any one which you, as an example, or
Yeah. So this is a winter special sarson ka saag.
wow, I love that.
Yeah. So
It's been ages since I had it.
yeah. So mostly what with me I would have cooked this and then rendered it. So it's a lived experience for me.
Right.
So mostly on I do a series of postcards and they are mostly based on the seasonal availability of
Right.
greens
Right.
or even unknown or very not too many people are using it, something like jackfruit curry,
Right.
which my mom would make quite a bit
Yeah.
during the summers,
Yeah.
and I have now gone back. Or even things like if people who have home garden,
Oh yeah, radish greens.
so they would they would give me recipes of
Right.
using the entire greens that they grow on them. Or even my sometimes I for winters again this is a soup made of carrot, pumpkin, tomato.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, and it's a like go-to soup for me. It's
Correct.
easy to make and
Right.
yeah. So things like this. Then because I'm a Bengali, I think this is a standard.
Yeah.
I think
One of my favorites too, katla with mustard, right?
yeah. This is just a fish fry
Fish fry.
recipe with mustard oil. Yeah. And similarly, a friend who's a baker, she gave me a very simple recipe of a carrot cake. It's a very fast.
Interesting. I have some history with that one. Okay. What's that diary? That looks very interesting.
This is actually my journal. I actually like to whenever I'm waiting, I just scribble.
That
And
looks like who's that?
that's Rick.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I thought. Your son Rick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's a friend of mine. And yeah, I just wherever I am, if I have some time with me, I carry my colors with me, and then I like to quickly put some. I just sometimes I write, sometimes I draw. And this is actually a child. She was drawing her fingers, and then I painted it for her. And then I just took a
Right.
print and gifted her. So yeah, even these are actually children's work, but I've made it like a collaborative. So this is both practice as well as a memory kind of a
Yeah.
journal. This is a place I went. I went to a top of a hill called Rocky Ridge and I sat and I sketched.
Where is that?
It's in Dankani Kote, Tamil Nadu.
Okay. So it's like a travel art journal for you. That's so beautiful. Okay.
A lot of airport drawings I do. This is I did some flavor constellation. So this was the planning.
That's very interesting.
So-
What is a flavor constellation?
So for the book that I illustrated for Shanti, she wanted to, she always used flavor constellation as a reference when she's using new ingredients. So basically, there is sweet, savory, there is sour, and there is spice and herbs. So she always keeps them all together. So whenever she's cooking, she will look at all the spices available and decide which one will go, depending on the aroma or even the quality of flavors it will give. So I put together a visual of flavor constellation for her. It was actually an exhibition, so it was like
That looks like something that will look lovely in a mural as well. Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, these are just other drawings.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so this one is very interesting. I see there's a print of it. What is this? And
So this was a IFA grant that I got to work on. In Goa there is a place called Goa Chitra Museum. There are I think a group of 3 museums, and the person who runs the museum is a collector of all antique Goan heritage. So he has a section for kitchen. So he has a lot of these very old tools, kitchen tools, and he wanted something to as a visual memory that have these tools. So he gave me some samples of picture samples. So there is something called avado, there is something called ravi, then there is something called chakrodonto, sounds very Bengali, and there is this ragodo, which is our shield butter.
right, like a mortar pestle. And
Like a mortar pestle.
yeah, okay.
So I did a series. So I did I used only natural colors. So I used haldi, I used tea stains, I used coffee stains, and then I used something called, it's a root, which is also a red dye.
Wow.
So I made my own inks and colors, and then I used a lot of old postcards and letters and a lot of, these are postcards, and I layered it, and then I sketched on it.
Sounds very cool actually. You're so creative. Like, how did this come about? Were you always like that, or?
I don't know. I mean, yes, maybe. I think when
As a child, I used to skip all these art and SUPW classes. I think I had to be forced to sit through.
For me, I just take things from here and there, and I just put together. I'm like an alchemist in some way.
Interesting. I like that. Okay. So cool. I do hope we get to do some more interesting work together. In fact, I would love it if we could cook something.
Yes, let's do that.
Which is your favorite recipe to make? Like one of the
Something that to bake. It's like a savory vegetable. Savory vegetable without maybe maida or atta, and we can just layer it and then bake it.
Okay, let's try that one day. Thanks.
Right. There are these people who come for cruise, ships. Apparently, there is some new cruise that has opened up.
Right.
I don't know where they do. They go to Goa, Mumbai, I think Fort Kochi, Sri Lanka, Andaman, Lakshadweep. So they stop at his museum.
Oh, okay, as a part of the
Heritage
tour.
Museum, yeah.
Right,
So
right.
he's very actively working.
How did you come across this person, and how did you come across this one?
So there is a foundation called India Arts Foundation. They open up grants project. So you can, as an artist, you can you can put a proposal of your. So and sometimes the people who want a certain type of work can approach you if you are into recipes or only food art. So there's a person called Lina. She approached me saying that she was working for that person.
Right.
So the grant was not mine. The grant was taken by Lina.
Okay.
So she is actually a curator. She's based in Goa. She's an art curator and a writer.
Okay.
So I worked with her a few times. She also worked for another online museum for the Kodavas, the Kyrgyz.
Oh.
So it's called, I'm forgetting the name. So a lot of things, everything Kodava is present in that online. It's like a repertoire of, food, culture, rituals, songs, you name it, and it's there in the website. So that she created it. I made some recipes for their wild edibles. So Kodavas use bamboo shoots. They use a lot of wild mushrooms. So I painted 4-5 recipes for that series.
Okay. And do they also have a book, recipe book, booklet, or?
It's not. I think it's only online, as far as I knew. I don't.
Okay, let's find out more.
It's called.
It'll be fun to.
It's called Sanduka.
Sanduka. That's the website.
That's the website. Yeah.
Okay. Let's find out more. Because in fact, when I started my blog, one of the first earliest recipes here, I mean, based out of Bangalore, I'm talking about the blog I started long back, was that kurgi fish curry, mean curry. Because that was because of a friend, a neighbor, who shared a recipe book with me and we cooked together.
Okay.
Just for fun, and that was really nice. That's how it took off, actually.
Okay.
Interesting. So there's a history there. Lena and